Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for tonight's NBA slate on Friday, December the 8th. We do have a really big slate tonight. I believe it's a 12-game slate, so there's going to be a lot of props to like, guys. I already got two early plays that I'm liking for this Friday night slate that we're going to talk through. Before we do talk through these two plays, though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you don't have an account over on Prizepicks, you can sign up for Prizepicks linked down below in the description, or just use that promo code Noah when you sign up. You will get your first deposit matched up to $100. Also, I do want to give a shout out to Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper, and if you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can sign up for Sleeper as well using promo code Noah and get your first deposit matched up to $100 over there. Now, Sleeper, they are an app similar to Prizepicks, similar to a lot of these other DFS apps, but on Sleeper, you are able to win up to 100x your money. So if you're one of those people that likes to chase those high payouts, you can do that over on Sleeper. You can build some entries with some really high payouts. Definitely recommend giving them a try, guys. And again, if you don't have an account on Sleeper, use that promo code Noah. Get your first deposit matched up to $100. But yeah, guys, we got two early plays I'm liking for this Friday night slate. Sorry for no video yesterday, guys. Man, my voice was just not cooperating with me yesterday, but sounds like it's starting to get better. I'm feeling a lot better than I have been the last few days, and hopefully y'all be able to bump out videos daily moving forward. There's only one NBA game tomorrow. It's the in-season tournament championship game, but I do want to try and make a video for that game, so be on the lookout for a video for NBA tomorrow. I do want to make a video for NFL as well for the Sunday slate of games. That'll probably go up either tomorrow or maybe late Friday night. So I'm gonna have some videos coming out next few days for NBA and for NFL. Just couldn't make any videos yesterday, man. I just wasn't feeling it, but feel a lot better today. So let's talk through the two picks that I do like for this Friday night slate, guys. We're gonna be looking at two fantasy score props that I'm liking. First player we're gonna take a look at is gonna be Nick Claxton, 33 fantasy score. And I like the over here for Claxton. Now, this is a play that I did play the other day on Wednesday when the Hawks and Nets played each other. And Claxton came up short for me. He finished with 28 fantasy points. He played 28 minutes. Look, I've said this so many times, man. When you play DFS, when you do player props, sports betting, whatever it may be, you really got to have a short memory. If you lose a pick on a player, you can't be biased and just not play that player again. You got to play the projections. This is what this game is about. It's a projection game. It's not a who you like game. It's not a oh, this is my favorite player, so I'm just going to take an over on him. That's just not how we play this. It's a projection game, and this projection of 33 fantasy score for Claxton does look a little bit low here in a good matchup against Washington. Now, Claxton this season, he has been a very good point per minute player. So far this year, he is averaging 1.24 fantasy points per minute, which is the highest of his career. Last season with the Nets, he averaged 1.18 fantasy points per minute. The season before that, he averaged 1 fantasy point per minute. So he's averaging the best points per minute that he has of his career. The only concern with Claxton is that he just doesn't play like a ton of minutes. If you look at last game, it was a competitive game against the Hawks. He wasn't in foul trouble, and he played 28 minutes. So that's like the one concern is that, he might only play like 28, 30 minutes, but even if you project Claxton for 28 minutes, with him averaging 1.2 fantasy points per minute, this line of 33 does still feel a little bit low, especially when you factor in how good this matchup is against the Wizards. The Wizards are one of the fastest paced teams in the league. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the league as well. And they've also been a great matchup for centers. The Wizards are allowing the most fantasy points per game to the center position this season. And for what it's worth, these teams did already play once this year. Claxton did have 40.6 fantasy points in 28 minutes against Washington. He had 10 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 blocks. The reason I like fantasy score the most for Claxton is because he does offer that blocks and steal upside. You could take a look at his PRA. I think his PRA line is sitting at 24, or it was at 24. It's got bumped up to 25 now. I guess you could take the over on 25 PRA if you can't play fantasy score. But I like fantasy score the most for Claxton here because, he could only have like 23 PRA, but he could get like 3-4 blocks and, go over fantasy score because, obviously those blocks and steals, you get 3 points each for those on when you're talking about fantasy score. So that's the prop I like most for Claxton today, but I think it is a really good spot overall for Claxton here. It was a good spot for him Wednesday against Atlanta, and he let me down, but I don't care. Going right back to the well here. I definitely think this fantasy score line of 33 is a bit low on Claxton. Before I started recording this video, or this line was at 32.5. So this line is already moving up. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go up to 33.5, maybe 34. I definitely think 33 is a bit low on Claxton here. So that is the first play I do like for tonight, guys. And then the next play I like to pair with that, we're going to look at Jaren Jackson Jr.'s fantasy score of 33.5. And this is another over that I like. So more than 33.5 fantasy score for Triple J. Now, if you look at Triple J's game log, he's been playing well lately. He has gone over this fantasy score line in 4 out of their last 5 games. Did really struggle in their game against Dallas, but that was a game where I believe he did foul out. I'm pretty sure he fouled out in that game. Yeah, he only played 14 minutes because he fouled out, or he had 5 fouls in those 14 minutes. I think that game might have been a blowout too. I can't remember. But this is a spot where Triple J, or for example, like this projection on Triple J, even if we think, oh, Triple J, he's going to foul a lot, whatever it may be, like you have to play the projections. You can't just assume, he's going to be in foul trouble. You can't just assume the game's going to be a blowout or something like that. You're playing the projection, and this projection of 33.5 fantasy score on Triple J is definitely too low if we assume, he's playing full minutes here, no foul trouble. Sure, he is a player that gets in foul trouble a lot, so foul trouble is always a possibility for Triple J, but you can't just assume that he's going to get in foul trouble every game. If you look at the games this season where he's played his full minutes, I mean, he typically plays like 34, 35 minutes when it's a competitive game and he's not in foul trouble. This game should be competitive. Memphis is playing at home here. The spread is only 5.5. So with a 5.5 point spread, we should have a close game here. But if you look at this season, when he's played at least 34 minutes, 51 fantasy points, 32, 48, 37, 52, 30, 37, 42, 35, 54. So pretty much all but like 2 games this season where he's played at least 34 minutes, he's had at least 33.5 fantasy points. He has already faced Minnesota once this season, played 37 minutes in that game and had 37.3 fantasy points. I know the matchup against Minnesota is not the best. I mean, Minnesota has been one of the best defensive teams this season, but we're playing the projection here, and this fantasy score line of 33.5 is a bit too low for Triple J if we assume he's playing 34, 35 minutes. I mean, this season, Triple J has averaged 1.13 fantasy points per minute, and that's actually down compared to what he's averaged the last few seasons. Last season, he averaged 1.36 fantasy points per minute. The season before that, he averaged 1.21 fantasy points per minute, and the season before that, he averaged 1.26 fantasy points per minute. So he's actually been more productive the last 3 seasons than he has been this season. You would think his production is going to be on the rise, especially while the Grizzlies still don't have Ja Morant. If you look at Triple J's numbers last season without Ja Morant, like he saw a big bump in usage without Ja. His points per minute were way better without Ja. So far this season, his numbers have not been as strong, but he's still averaging 1.13 fantasy points per minute. He's a 1+ fantasy point per minute player that projects to play 34, 35 minutes. Despite the matchup being a bit tough here, I definitely think this 33.5 fantasy score line on Triple J is a bit too low. Hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble. That's always a concern for Triple J, but if he avoids foul trouble here, if he plays his full minutes, I feel pretty confident he's going to finish with more than 33.5 fantasy points. So these are the 2 early plays, guys. I do like for Friday's NBA slate. Nick Claxton, more than 33 fantasy score, and Jaren Jackson Jr., more than 33.5 fantasy score. If you guys are going to be tailing me on these 2 plays, hopefully we can hit both these plays and make some money tonight. As always, I appreciate you guys watching the video, supporting the content. Hit that like button if you guys did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And again, if you guys don't have an account over on Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up, and you will get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. But that's all that I got for tonight, guys. Good luck on the slate. Excited to be back. Hopefully we can all make some money tonight, and I will see you guys in the next video.